Hello and welcome back to Overbooked. I'm Amanda, and today we're going to be doing the first round of the Goodreads Choice Awards. So we're gonna vote for all of them. You're gonna follow along and see what I'm voting for, and we'll do this every round. Every round we'll do it. This is gonna really bother me, but whatever. I am on Goodreads, and I am going to vote in the opening round. Okay, so the first category is Best Fiction. So I'm excited. I like fiction. We got a lot to pick from. So we have The 100 Years of Lenny and Margot. I have not read that. Dial A for Aunties. I haven't read that, but I've heard good things. The Reading List. I've never heard of that, so I have not read it. And Nicholas Sparks, The Wish. I did not know Nicholas Sparks was still coming out with books. So we're gonna miss for a lot of these. This Close to Okay by Lisa Cross Smith. I have not read that, but it's on my list. It's on my list to read. Detransition Baby by Tori Peters. Cloud Cuckoo Land by Anthony Doerr. I haven't read that. Once There Were Wolves. I have not read that. Is there anything on here I've read? There's one book on here I've read. We're gonna speed through this and then I'll tell you. We'll vote for the one book I've read, okay? Sally Rooney's Beautiful World, Where Are You is on here. Golden Girl by Elin Hilderbrand. I've seen that author around, so if you guys have read him, let me know. I am curious to know if they're good. That Summer by Jennifer Weiner. Bewilderment. That doesn't make any sense. The cover of this book has the title smaller than the author's name. I don't get that. Bewilderment by Richard Powers. We Are the Brennans by Tracy Lang. Infinite Country by Patricia Engel. 123 by Laurie Frankel. The Paper Palace by Miranda Cawley Heller. Oh William by Elizabeth Strout. The Guncle, which I've actually really heard good things about this and I really want to read it, by Stephen Rowley, and The Sentence by Louise Erdrich. Those are all books I haven't read. The one book I've read this year on this list is Black Buck by Matteo Ascapour. So I wasn't a huge fan of this book. I was not. But other people that I trust and admire liked it, and I don't feel like it's my place to vote for a book, at least in this opening round when there is a book that I've read, to vote for a book that I haven't read, that I have no knowledge on really or opinion on. So we're gonna vote for Black Buck. I honestly don't think Black Buck's gonna win out of all of these. I think I've heard a lot more information about some of these other ones, but we're gonna vote for it. Okay, so Best Mystery and Thriller is next. I've only read one. No, I haven't. I haven't read one. Shit. Oh my God. Okay, well, this is gonna be just me listing off books. Okay, The Last Thing He Told Me by Laura Dave. I heard mixed reviews about this one, actually. My coworker loved it, but Tracy from the Stacks was like, about it. But I think it would be, I honestly kind of want to use it as a book that I could fly through. I think it'd be a really easy read and fun, so I can make up ground in my Goodreads goal, but we'll see. Lane Moriarty, Apples Never Fall. I have so far really loved Big Little Lies and Nine Perfect Strangers, so this is something that I would really be interested in reading. A Slow Fire Burning by Paula Hawkins. Oh, interesting. She wrote Girl on the Train, but she also read another book that I've read that I don't remember the title of. So this is interesting. I'll have to check that out. We Begin at the End by Chris Whitaker. I haven't heard of it. Alice Feeney, Rock, Paper, Scissors. I've seen that around. Every Last Secret by A.R. Torr. The Good Sister by Sally Hapworth. The Survivors by Jane Harper. The Plot, Jean Half-Cordlitz. Local Woman Missing by Mary Kibuka. Alexis Macaleades, The Maidens. Razorblade Tears by S.A. Cosby. I have read Blacktop Wasteland by S.A. Cosby, so this makes me feel like I'm gonna vote for that one. Stephen King's Billy Summers. Again, the title of the book is smaller than the author. I get like Stephen King, putting it on there probably helps sell, but like, it's not called Stephen King. It's called Billy Summers. I've also never read a Stephen King's book, so. Not a Happy Family by Shiri Lapina. Arsenic and Adobo by Mia Mansala. I'm so sorry. I've heard good things about that one, actually. The Push. Ooh, I have seen this one around, by Ashley Adrin. Night She Disappeared by Lisa Jewell. The Wife Upstairs by Rachel Hawkins. Harlan Shuffle by Colson Whitehead, I want to get around to. And All Her Little Secrets by Wanda M. Morris. You guys, I don't know. Did I not read any books this year? I don't understand. So I guess I didn't read any of these books. So I'm gonna vote for Razorblade Tears by S.A. Cosby because I read Blacktop Wasteland, thought it was great. I've heard only amazing things about Razorblade Tears, so that's what we're voting for. Okay, next category is Best Historical Fiction. Okay, thank God. Okay, I've read 2 books, so that's the best I've hit so far. Malibu Rising by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I have that actually on hold in my library currently. The Sweetness of Water by Nathan Harris. Love Songs of W.E.B. Du Bois. I actually have that on hold for my Kindle, which I keep pushing it back because I know it's going to be long, so I might save that for January. The Lost Apothecary. I can't say that word. I don't know. By Sarah Penner. Four Winds by Kristen Hanna, which I have read. The Final Revival of Opal and Nev, which I've actually really heard good things about, by Donnie Walton. Yellow Wife. Ooh, I've actually seen this come up a ton recently on Bookstagram. I want to read it. It's by Sakiwa Johnson. Crossroads. Okay, this is a confusing book cover. It's like Jonathan, Crossroads, Franzine. I'm assuming the book title is Crosswords and the author is Jonathan Franzine. Help me out here. The Rose Code by Kate Quinn. The Personal Librarian by Victoria Christopher Murray. The Prophets by Robert Jones Jr. I've read that. The Great Circle by Maggie Shapsty. Of Women and Salt by Gabrielle Garcia. Hour of the Witch by Chris Bahalian. The Lincoln Highway by Amor Towles. Eternal. Is this connection to Eternals? Because that's so I'll read it. By Lisa Scottoland. Small Pleasures by Claire Chambers. The Dictionary of Lost Words by Pip Williams. The Paris Library by Janet Shillen Charles. And West with Giraffes by Linda Rutledge. Okay. This is my thing. So I've already read 2 books, The Four Winds or The Prophets. I feel the same about both of them. But what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to vote for The Prophets because it had way more of a unique perspective and story in the historical fiction genre, I think, than The Four Winds did. I mean, The Four Winds was great, and it's, my favorite genre, historical fiction, during my favorite time and period, the Great Depression, but leading up to World War II. But how many historical fiction books are around that time and feature a white woman battling the odds against the Great Depression? I mean, it's just kind of like, it's just a story that's predictable and predictable characters. You know what I mean? So The Prophets is about 2 men who are in love on a plantation during slavery time in the South. I don't remember what the actual date is. And I've just never gotten that perspective of a story before, so I thought that was really interesting. There was something I didn't like about the book, but this is what I'm voting for. I think this one has a shot to get pretty far. So I'm excited to see The Prophets get pretty far, because I think it should be rewarded for its different perspective. So the next category is fantasy. And folks, if you are new to this channel, you know I probably haven't read a single fantasy book. I haven't read any of these because I just don't read fantasy. So what I'm gonna do, if you're interested in the fantasy category, you can look for yourself on Goodreads to see what's up. But I'm gonna go with, I guess, the fantasy book that I've probably seen around the most and from people who I admire and respect. And it's gonna be She Who Becomes a Sun by Shelley Parker Chan. So I'm gonna vote for that one. and we'll see how far that one goes. I actually am pretty interested in, that would be, might be an interesting one to read. I kind of want to get into fantasy. It's crazy. Do you have any fantasy recs for a beginner? Put them down below, please. The next category is best romance, and I've actually been on a romance kick recently, but okay, I've only read one. Dang it. Okay, so the first book is The X Talk by Rachel Lynn Solomon. I've heard good things about this. The X Hex, which has been literally everywhere. Every time I go onto Instagram, somebody's posting about this book, which I don't know if I'm annoyed about, or it's like, is it really that good? I don't know. While We Were Dating by Jasmine Guillory. Love her. Haven't read this book yet. Shipped by Angie Hockman. People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. I loved Beach Read. I have this currently on hold at my library. The Dating Plan by Sarah Desai. I haven't heard of that one. The Road Trip by Beth O'Leary. The Soulmate Equation by Christina Lauren. It Happened One Summer by Tessa Bailey. Act Your Age, Eve Brown. I'm really behind on the Brown Sister trilogy. I've read the first one, and I just haven't gotten around to reading the other ones, so I need to catch up. Neon Gods by Katie Robert. Oh, somebody was just telling me about this book. Oh my gosh, maybe I should bump it up. Okay, The Charm Offensive by Allison Cochran. I've heard great things about that one. How to Fail at Flirting by Denise Williams. The Love Hypothesis by Allie Hazelwood. Okay, I've heard mixed reviews. Second First Impressions by Sally Thorne. The Heart Principle by Helen Wong. One Last Stop by Casey McQuestion. I've heard kind of mixed reviews about that one, actually. 7 Days in June by Tia Williams is the only one I've read in this category, and I loved it. The Spanish Love Deception by Lena Armas, and Life's Too Short by Abby Jimenez. I haven't heard of that one. So we're gonna vote for 7 Days in June, which was really good. And if you haven't read it, you should read it. God, you guys, this is all swings and misses so far. I swear, last year, I read a majority of the books. This year, it's not looking great. Best science fiction. I don't really read science fiction. Oh, I've read Get Out of Town. I've read one book on here. That's crazy. I never read science fiction. So I'm not gonna go through these. I'm not interested in any of these really. But the one book that I have read is Clara in the Sun by Kazu Ashagiro, which was interesting, but I also was not like, this was amazing. Like I recognized that it was good, but I was just not interested in the material. So I'm gonna vote for that one because it's the only one I read, but if you want to look more into the science fiction category and what was nominated, check out Goodreads. I think that one might make it pretty far. I mean, it was on Obama's list, so I feel like it just got hyped. Okay, so next round is horror, which I don't ever read. I actually don't ever read horror books. So I also probably won't dive into this one too much. The ones that are jumping out to me are My Heart is a Chainsaw by Stephen Graham Jones, and I've read all, what was his other book? I read his other book, I can't remember what it's called. And I've also heard, I've seen around a ton of people talking about When the Reckoning Comes. So I'm torn between wanting to read which one to vote for. I actually put When the Reckoning Comes on my want to read list, so I'll vote for that one. I just recently did that, actually. Okay, again, if you want to look into horror books that were nominated for Goodreads Choice Awards, check out that category. But otherwise, there's probably nothing on here that I'm going to be reading, so I'm not interested. Best humor, which is interesting because I'm in a book club at work, and we pick different genres to read every time we pick a new book. And this round was humor, and I was like, I don't know if I ever read humor, so I'm actually kind of interested in what's on here. I can't say I've read any of them, but we're gonna go through them. David Sedaris, Carnival of Snackery. I've never read a David Sedaris book, so I'm interested. Simon Rich. Oh, no. New Teeth by Simon Rich. Interesting. Black Nerd Problems by Willem Evans and Omar Holliman. The Wreckage of My Presence. Okay, that sounds really funny. How Y'all Doin' by Leslie Jordan. Nick Offerman, Where the Deer and the Antelope Play. The Particulars of Peter by Kelly Kanabo. Bring Your Baggage and Don't Pack Light by Helen Ellis. Big Time. This is hard. I can't read this title. Broken in the Best Possible Way by Jenny Lawson. You'll Never Believe What Happened to Lacey. Oh, I've seen this one around, actually, by Amber Ruffin and Lacey Lamar. Okay. How to Survive America by D.L. Hugley. Well, this is exhausting. By Sophia Benoit. Barely Function Adult. It will all make sense eventually. Okay. We had a little real estate problem. Oh, I saw the Unheralded Story of Native Americans in Comedy. That actually does sound really funny. Yearbook by Seth Rogen. Subpar Parks. America's Most Extraordinary National Parks and Their Least Impressed Visitors. Okay. She Memes Well by Quanta Bronson. Please Don't Sit on My Bed in Your Outside Clothes by Phoebe Robinson. And Fan Fiction by Brent Spinner. Okay, so I don't really know what to vote for, because I obviously have not read any of these. But I'm gonna go with the one that made me laugh out loud. The first title is the Wreckage of My Presence. And I'm gonna mark that as Want to Read. We had a little real estate problem as Want to Read. She Memes Well. I'm gonna Barely Functional Adult. I'm gonna mark that as Want to Read. Subpar Parks. And well, this is exhausting. Okay, I need more like lightheartedness in my reading. Next category, best nonfiction. Okay, listen, this might be not the best video idea because I haven't read any of these either. But whatever, here we go. The Language of Fantasism, Cultish. I've actually really wanted to read this. I might actually go for that one because I really, really, really want to read it. Fuzz by Mary Roach, and I've never heard of that. Under a White Sky, The Nature of the Future by Elizabeth Colbert. The Sum of Us by Heather McKee. Remember by Lisa Genovov. I don't know. I've never heard of that one. Paradise. Oh, I've heard of this. I think Tracy from the Sacks talked about it. One Town Struggle to Survive an American Wildfire by Lizzie Johnson. George, again, why is author bigger than the title? A Swim in a Pond in the Rain by George Saunders. The Disordered Cosmos, A Journey into the Dark Matter, Space-Time, and Dream Deferred. Oh, I've wanted to read that for a while, actually. Think Again by Adam Grant. The Apocryphants Reviewed by John Green. What Happened to You? Conversations on Trauma, Resilience, and Healing by Bruce D. Perry. Shatter by Ethan Cross. The Comfort Book by Matt Haag. This Is Your Mind on Plants by Michael Pollan. The Book of Hope, A Survival Guide for Trying Times by Jane Goodall. Mediocre. The Dangerous Legacy of White Male America. I think I have this on my want to read. I definitely am interested in this title. The Premonition. Oh my God, I'm so bad at pronouncing words. By Michael Lewis. How to Avoid a Climate Disaster by Bill Gates. Okay, well, I don't know if we need to keep taking our advice from Bill Gates. I mean, he has how much money? What is he doing? Last Call by Last Call, A True Story of Love, Lust, and Murder in Queer New York. What? Oh, that sounds fascinating. Okay, I'm putting that I want to read. A Little Devil in America by Hanif Abadork Queer. Huh, interesting. Okay, I'm gonna vote for the Cultish book because that's definitely what I want to read. I think that's gonna be probably I'm gonna probably read that in the next couple months. Next category. Here we go. Memoir and Autobiography. I think these are interesting. I think if done right, memoirs and autobiographies are just fascinating and so good. So good. So let me know what your favorite memoir is in the comments. Brandy Carlisle came out with a memoir. That's weird. Broken Horses. Bravery by Alexa. Well, it's not weird. I shouldn't say that. It's just, I just don't know. I don't even really know who she is. I keep seeing her name. I don't really know what she does. Oh, Bravey by Alexi Pappas. I don't know who that is. The Puma Years by Laura Coleman. Seeing Ghosts by Kat Chow. Brat, an 80s Story by Andrew McCarthy. Finding Freedom by Aaron French. I haven't heard of some of these. I haven't heard of any of these. Beautiful Things by Hunter Biden. Between Two Kingdoms. Okay, I think I've seen this cover around by Sukla Jakud. Unbound by Tarana Burke. Okay, I actually haven't heard. I didn't know she came out with a memoir. Just As I Am by Cecily Tyson. Somebody's Daughter by Ashley Ford. House of Sticks by Lee Tran. Beautiful Country by Kwan Julie Wong. Crying in H Mart. Oh, this is one I really want to get to, by Michelle Zahner. Aftershocks by Nadia Asiu. I read that one, so that'll be what we were voting for because that's the only one on here. Taste My Life Through Food by Stanley Tucci. Unfinished by Priyanka Chopra Jonas. Widowish by Melissa Gold. Notes on Grief by Chiamanda Nagasi Adichie. And Ola Papi. Oli. Ola Papi, How to Come Out in Walmart Parking Lot and Other Life Lessons by John Paul Brommer. Okay, I'm gonna vote for Aftershocks. It's the only book I read. I didn't super enjoy that memoir. I thought it was kind of slow-ish. It's not my favorite memoir I've read, but I think it definitely added a really unique perspective. Check it out. Oh my God, we have so much to go. Okay, we're gonna have to speed this up. Best History and Biography. I'm not gonna read through all of these because I also haven't read any of these. Come on! But I've heard really good things about how the word is passed, and I'm gonna vote for that one. Next category. Best Graphic Novels and Comics. Okay, I never read graphic novels, so we're gonna vote for, I don't even recognize any of these. Okay, we're not even gonna vote. I don't think that's fair. I don't recognize any of those titles. Best Poetry. I don't ever really read poetry either, but I'm gonna vote for the one I've seen all over, and it's Black Girl Call Home. I've heard that it's beautiful and great, by Jasmine Mans. So maybe I will prioritize that. I just can't get into poetry. I don't know what it is. Okay, best debut novel. Oof. Ooh. Oh, goodness. Okay. The only ones on here I've read is The Prophets and Black Book. There's probably way better titles than those two that are on here, but I'm gonna vote for The Prophets because I liked that immensely more than Black Book. So that's what we're voting for. Next category. Young adult fiction. Okay, so I don't ever read young adult, so we're not gonna vote for this because I'm not a good judge. So I never read it, and the rest is young adult and middle grade. So we're just not gonna vote for any of those because I'm not a YA fan, and nothing against it. I just don't feel that as somebody who's not a YA fan or is never gonna get around to reading any of these, I probably shouldn't be making those choices. So, okay, that was it. Those were the categories. Oh my God, that took so long. So, that was the first round. We're gonna make videos on every round, and they'll get shorter and shorter. And who knows, maybe I'll read some in the meantime, and I'll change my votes. I don't know, it's unlikely. So, I probably should really keep up with newer books, but it's so hard to keep up with everything. It's impossible. It's impossible. Okay, if you have voted in the Goodreads Choice Awards, let me know some of your favorite books that you voted for. If you disagree with some of my votes, let me know in the comments below. If you like this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up and subscribe if you have not already, and I will see you guys next time.